moving.
The right colour.
That's true. But his carols don't come out of a bottle like that.
You must be talking about me. So I'm moving in a bit because you're a bit far away. Oh! Sorry.
I got an awful row from Dad from that the other day.
Did it hurt
Just
you,
for
Dad?
touching it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You
okay.
can sit up a wee bit more and be tall.
No, it's okay.
I don't want to sit too far up.
Now he's moving out of my
That
picture.
will look very severe.
Okay, I'm going to ask you questions now. Are you ready for this interview?
No.
Yes.
There's no reward.
Oh.
There's
No.
nothing. It's just...
Let's move out, Audrey.
No money.
No reward.
I have to sit up straight because I always look terrible.
Yes.
Will you stop fussing about your appearance?
What? Is my collar over?
So, Dad, can you tell me, the first time you met Audrey?
The first time I met her was on one of the buses travelling into Edinburgh. I think when I was going to college. And she was just a schoolgirl with pigtails. And she used to come up on the top deck of the bus and make the most awful racket. And we used to say, "Who's that noisy girl getting on the bus?"
You had nobody else with you.
I had nobody else with me, nobody loved me.
Was he often alone on the bus, Mum?
I think as a student he probably was, but I didn't notice him. He wasn't around to be noticed.
So, Mum, when did you notice Dad for the first time?
I don't really know. When I travelled on the buses as I grew a bit older and still travelled on
There
the
was a
same
gap
buses.
of 2 or 3 years.
4 years probably.
4 years before she grew up a bit more, and I suddenly started looking at her and thinking, aye, she's a nice bit of stuff. Is that the same girl that had pigtails and was this noisy schoolgirl?
So who discovered who first? Did you discover
Well, I
her?
discovered her first.
Mum, is this true?
Yes. Because I was going steady with somebody else.
Were you?
And who was that then?
I'm not going to tell you. That's a close
It was
secret.
another boyfriend.
Okay. And Dad, did you have other girlfriends before?
No serious girlfriends. Occasionally we used to go dancing, local dancing in Peebles, and occasionally I'd take a girl home from the dance, and maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Can you remember what your favourite dance is?
No, I don't, but it might not have been much more than 2 shillings.
Old.
Your
money.
favourite steps, your favourite dance, English
quick
waltz,
step.
quick
Jive.
step, the jive,
The jive and the jitterbug.
and the jitterbug.
Yes,
And the quick step.
and the quick step, but jive.
I won't ask you to do them now.
I was a good jiver.
Oh, he was.
You were, yeah.
Yeah, I was hot, man. I was hot.
Did you like dancing together?
I couldn't go to lots of dances with you. I had to learn to play badminton with
She
you.
couldn't dance very well, actually.
So you were the better dancer?
Yes.
Well, we didn't go to many dances together. Our association was not primarily through dancing. It was through the buses. On the buses.
So you think you're married to the Scottish buses?
Yes, SMT.
So
Scottish
Motor traction.
Scottish motor traction. So from where did you travel to where, and where did you get
From
on?
Peebles to Edinburgh. And Audrey got on about halfway between Peebles and Edinburgh at a small place called Wellington Farm School, which is an approved school for boys, bad boys.
So Mum, where did you go to then?
I went to Edinburgh to work.
To work. What kind of work were you doing?
I was a bookkeeper.
A bookkeeper. Did you like that?
It was all right.
It was all right.
I was a good bookkeeper because I was meticulous.
Dad, has she been a good bookkeeper over the past
Yes.
50 years?
Yes, she has. And I've utilised her ability as a good bookkeeper all the way through our married life. And so far it stood me in good stead. We're having a wee argument over the £70 attendance allowance a week.
Do you think it should be more? Or less?
More work for it, yes.
You won't get anything
Is she
tomorrow.
worth more?
Oh,
Well, that's your gammy leg. Sorry, dear.
she's cruel. Well, primarily our association together, apart from the buses, was playing badminton.
So who won?
Buses. Who won? She played with me.
Oh, as a couple.
Aye, more than often, didn't
Yeah.
you? We
Well, when
played
you're not
together.
playing with the better girls
When
in
we
the club.
played together quite often as a couple, as a pair, mixed doubles. There were a few girls who were better than
And
me.
how were you as a mixed double? How were you as a couple?
Quite reasonable.
Quite
He
reasonable.
taught me well.
I
I've never
taught
played.
her how to play badminton, and she was a good pupil.
And Mum, did Dad teach you how to drive?
No. I went to driving school.
How old were you then?
Ooh, I don't know. When Carrie was 26? No, when it was old as that. I don't really know when
Early,
I...
it was a little while before I learned to drive,
You were
after we were married.
Yeah. You learned after Carrie was born, which was in
Yeah.
1961.
Yeah, that's 4 years after we were married. So you would have been, what, 25?
That's true, 26, yeah.
So that's when I learned to drive. 2 or 3
A
years
year
after.
later?
Yeah, you'd
Year
be
later.
27. Maybe
Well
even 20.
No, it was only a year I watched that
26.
car in the driveway.
So Dad, what's your favourite town in Scotland?
Peebles, where I was born.
Right. And why did you end up in Curry then?
Well, we could buy a cheap house from Wimpy.
Because it was too far to travel every day from Peebles to Edinburgh to go to work.
Yes, we decided we wanted to live much nearer to where I worked.
Mm-hmm.
So we bought this house here in Curry, a Wimpy house, on this private estate for £2,650.
Well, what's a wimpy house? I mean, what's a
pounds.
wimpy house? Well, it doesn't mean
You
a
never heard
thing.
of Wimpy?
I have heard of
Wimpys
Wimpy.
were one of the biggest
Biggest
builders.
builders in the
Building
country.
Anybody who hasn't heard of Wimpys is
No.
ignorant.
Or Dutch.
Or Dutch,
Or-
maybe. Well, same thing.
So, how about Scottish independence? How do you see that, the two of you? First, Mum.
I don't think it would really work. I feel we're unfairly treated. Being an English person, I still feel that many Scots are unfairly treated by the English, and I don't think we're acknowledged by the English enough. And we're treated as sort of second-rate citizens. But I feel that I wouldn't want independence. I think we should stay as a country of Great Britain.
And I agree with my wife. That's how we've got a happy marriage.
And Dad, if Scotland were to be independent, should they stay in Europe? Sorry.
That question is too deep for me. I really don't have enough background knowledge to give a really considered opinion on that
Okay.
question. I doubt it. I think we should maybe stay in Europe, but there are pros and cons.
Mum, what's your view on global warming?
It's getting hot here,
Isn't
isn't it?
Global warming. Well, I think as a country, all over the world, we are using too many fossil fuels.
Aye.
And we are just burning and burning and burning.
Aye.
But the thing is that we can't stop all these underdeveloped countries wishing to be like us. And the problem gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
It's a major problem,
Hmm.
and it has to be tackled.
Hmm.
It probably won't before the end times.
Hmm. So,
serious note there.
if you would have to live somewhere else because you couldn't live in the British Isles anymore, what country would you choose to live?
Well, we were going to emigrate to New
New
Zealand.
Zealand.
You were?
Yes.
New
Oh,
Zealand.
John, no, I've never heard of that. You were going to emigrate
It
to New
was a
Zealand?
dream.
Yeah.
Well, tell me
It
about
was-
it.
It was just one of those dream places we thought of. Where we would like to live if we didn't live here. We thought, we like Britain, we like the size of it, we like the community, we like the type of country it is, and we thought New Zealand was fairly similar, but warmer.
Hmm. And when did you have these dreams?
When we first married.
Yeah.
Mhm.
when we were
And
young.
you also had you.
I'd have been happy, yes.
You would have been happy to go.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So what stopped you? Your work or?
Lack of incentive,
Okay.
lack of initiative, kind of stuck in the hole kind that we are.
And probably family. Your mum was ill at the time. And
Lots of other commitments.
yes.
Okay. Now,
My
if
dad and everything.
if you were forced to move to another country and it would have to be on the continent, which country would you like to move to?
On the continent.
On the continent.
You're forced, so, but you have to
Oh.
choose.
Well, I suppose we'll just go to Holland because we've got a son-in-law that's younger than us and he can look after us in our old age.
Well, from that point of view, that might be a good thing. Yeah?
I think so, yes.
But what about the old Zealand?
What do we know?
Old Zealand.
That's the Isles there, south of Holland.
Ah, but you're a long way away from that and you wouldn't be there to look after
Oh
us.
yes, that would still be Zealand.
But you wouldn't be there to
It's
look
not
after
the same as New Zealand. It's nothing like as
Yeah.
warm.
No, because all the dams and the water, the dikes.
Oh no, the whole idea of moving there would be because I had somebody to look after us in our old age.
Oh
Mm.
yes.
Yeah. But probably a country that appeals to me is some of the bits of La Provence in France and things
Mm.
like that. Yes.
Yes, it's nice.
Yes, that appeals to me when I look at pictures of that. I wouldn't like to go to the touristy bits and where everybody goes to emigrate. I'd like to go to the really classy bits.
Classy.
Classy.
Mum, what's your favourite Bible book?
Well, I wouldn't have a foggy.
Dad,
Jude.
Jude,
Shortest.
Jude.
because.
Because it's concise and to the point
Mhm.
and hits you right between the eyes.
Mm.
And I'm reading it right now.
Hey Jude, don't
Hey.
make it bad. Take a sad song. Jude,
And make
get
it
better.
better.
Remember.
See,
So,
my
Mum,
mind's getting hot here.
it's nerves. So, Mum, what would be your favourite Beatles song?
Never really concentrated a lot on
If you had to
songs.
choose,
Uh,
you could win £10,000.
Strawberry Fair.
Strawberry Fields. Yeah.
Fields. Fair,
yeah.
is it not fair?
Fields.
Those fields.
Oh, well, Fields.
Fields.
And Dad.
I've no idea.
I like lots of them. But I
We,
don't remember
we
them.
enjoy nearly them all.
What would your favourite hymn be, Dad?
Great is thy faithfulness. Might be one of the ones, particularly the traditional ones.
Mm-hmm.
Here I am.
And Here I Am, Lord is another favourite.
So you'll get those at his funeral.
Probably.
Yeah. And what's your favourite dish, food?
He has to be
Steak pie.
careful now.
No, if you could eat everything, sort of, I know you can't eat everything nowadays anymore. Sort of, what was your favourite sort of food or dish or?
There's so many things I like.
You like everything.
I like most things.
Mm. Was he a difficult husband to cook for, Mum?
No, because I couldn't cook when I got married. And I had... and I had to sit and read the Family Circle magazine and choose all the recipes in the Family Circle magazine and learn to cook.
Yes, she did.
So the food was getting
She
better.
did a good job.
The food was getting better all the time.
Absolutely.
I wasn't
Superb.
allowed to cook at home.
You weren't?
No,
Oh,
because,
tell me about that.
because Mum could only cook on the range.
Oh,
And
yes.
you had to have your fire at the right temperature, you had to have everything at the right temperature, and she had it all done before I came home from school.
Oh, sorry, Dad.
I went to school at 7:30 in the morning, and I would come home at 6 at night, so therefore the dinner was ready.
Mum, for your Dutch grandchildren, can you explain what a range is?
What is a range? A range is a large black
Oven.
cooker oven with a fire and an oven at the side of it, and on the top there is lots of, like your hobs that you get on a cooker, and you put your pots all on the top, and at the side there was another bit where you put water in, and that boiled, and you got your hot water.
A big cast iron thing.
Is this gas or electric?
Coal!
Coal.
No
Solid
wood.
Fuel.
So,
Or
would
anthracite.
you restart it every day, or is it on all the time?
Well, you do it every morning.
You set it every morning. You clean it out every morning and you set it every morning.
And how do you start it then?
With a match, you fool.
You just throw a match onto the coal.
No, you put your paper, then you make paper sticks, then you put your sticks, and then you put some coal on top, and you gently put your taper in, and you...
I've
You
done
need a university degree to light a fire like that, you know.
And you polished it with black lead to keep it nice and
My
clean.
camera's shaking because I'm laughing. There's an orange light in this camera. I wonder what that means.
Well, it's running out of steam.
Yeah, running out of battery power. So, are you going to sing a song for David and Jannetje then?
I don't sing.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Any last pieces of advice for my children?
We've had about enough of this filming us. We're getting a bit fed up.
And David Jonathan, where's these promises?
Oh yes, David, get your work done. Get your thesis done.
Yeah.
All the papers you've got
Yeah.
to finish.
Get on with it.
Or
yes.
you'll be disinherited.
And you know how much your inheritance is worth.
Okay. I'm going to stop this film just to find out there's nothing in it.
Good.
Well, thank you very much.
You are so welcome.
Thank
son.
you.